Hello, it is I. Now when customers want certain features in their cars, the manufacturers usually oblige. It explains why a lot of cars come with wireless charging, built-in Wi-Fi, heated steering wheels and even dual-view infotainment screens, because they've been requested for by customers. However, sometimes car manufacturers go a little crazy and add strange car features which nobody ever requested. Some of these features were revolutionary, some were pretty quirky, whereas others literally nobody found useful. So here are 10 quirky car features which nobody asked for. Now before getting into this video... Oh, sorry about that, I just fell. I felt you trying to not press the like button.
Hey, you said that one already.
I'm running out of puns, okay? Shush. 4,000 likes is the target as per usual. Like and everybody helps out so much more than you can imagine, and it's free. And seeing as over half of you guys watching have not subscribed, do consider subscribing to the channel down below. We are on the road to 200k and I love having new faces here on the channel. Thank you very much, and now let's get into the first car, which is the Nissan Micra. A lot of people can build an attachment with their cars to the point that the car almost feels human, kinda like a friend. Nissan realised that this strong friendship-like bonds between the driver and the car can help build a good relationship with the actual car company, thus getting more sales in the long run. So in 2002, they introduced their brand new Nissan Micra, which pretty much acts like your friend, as when it's your birthday, it wishes you a happy birthday. How sad is that? I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, it's a very nice wholesome feature, but imagine it being a birthday and nobody wishes you a happy birthday apart from your car. I would straight up cry. The Volkswagen with the built-in Vase? A lot of cars nowadays are equipped with various different storage amenities from the factory. I mean, cars have cup holders, sunglass holders, phone holders, pen holders, card holders, literally anything in the world a car probably has a holder for that. Except from flowers. Yep, something as important as a flower does not have a holder. How absurd is that? That's just disgraceful. Well, Volkswagen thought this through and introduced a built-in vase for their Beetle, so you could take your flower for a drive without it drying up. Very useful feature. The Toyota Ice Maker? Now, have you ever driven your car in the scorching heat with a bottle of water in the cup holder that's slowly getting warmer and warmer by the sun, of which you take a sip and realise that it's now lukewarm? And then you think to yourself, if only my car had ice cubes which I could put into the water to help cool it down. Well, you probably haven't thought of that if you're a sane human being, but Toyota said it's better safe than sorry. Thus, in 1984 with their van, yes, this is called the Toyota van, I know it's a very weird name, but let's just ignore that, they introduced ice makers. Yep, this van could literally make ice cubes whilst you drive. How cool is that? I mean, having a fridge with an ice maker in 2021 is a big flex, so I can't imagine how big of a deal it was in the early 80s to have one inside a car. Mate, Rolls-Royce don't even have this feature in their cars of today. That is just mental. The mini Openometer. Now, convertible cars are amazing. When it's cold and wet and dreary, you could drive your car like a conventional car. Then once that blazing sun comes out, you can put the roof down, feel the wind through your hair, and have a great summer driving experience. Sounds great, right? However, these convertibles have always had one problem that's been driving owners crazy, which is that there is no timer to measure how long you've had your roof down for, which is very disgraceful as this is vital information for convertible car drivers. Well, Mini thought this through. So with some Mini Cooper convertibles, specifically the R57 model, they came with an Openometer, which measures how long you've had your roof down for, which is pretty pointless, let's be honest. I mean, the only upside of this is convertible Mini owners can flex how long they've had their top down for, which is the last thing you'd expect in a British car where it runs like 24/7. The Honda with a fish tank? Despite cars being made for people, some manufacturers have implemented features which can help make your pets feel comfortable. For example, Nissan have a special SUV that's catered to dogs, and Tesla cars have a dog mode, which helps to keep your car cool if you ever leave your dog inside in the heat. But we've never seen a car that's catered to something like a fish. Until now, as in 2020, Honda introduced their brand new electric car, the E, which featured a virtual fish tank where you can keep little pixel fish. How cool is that? I mean, so nobody really cares about pet fish. I bet a lot of us that have fish tanks forget that we even have fish, but come on, it's a nice little quirky feature for a quirky little car. The Volvo heartbeat sensor? Now, cars have various different security systems, but this is probably the strangest one yet, as Volvo's S80 family car in 2006 was fitted with a heartbeat sensor, which could detect any heartbeat inside your car in case someone was trying to steal it, which is pretty smart thinking. This is one of those features which literally none of us asked for, but we never knew we needed. It's genuinely genius. The Ferrari with 2 speedometers? Now, Ferraris are very driver-oriented cars, seeing as they are of course supercars. This especially reflects with their interiors, which have all buttons and controls facing the driver, with the passenger left with nothing but an air vent and a badge to remind remind you what car you're in. So what did Ferrari do to fix this? Yep, they gave the passenger a speedometer so they can see what the driver was seeing. Now sure, this does sound really cool, but thinking about it, I can't really think of why Ferrari would even think of implementing this. I mean, the only purpose I can see for this is if you take a passenger for a ride in your V12 Superfast Ferrari, they can record their ride and show their Instagram followers how fast they went in it. That's literally what this is for. It's just a flex on social media to show that you got a ride in a Ferrari. What a strange feature. Tesla's celebration mode. Now Teslas are notorious for their fun little quirky features, which are completely unnecessary but provide entertainment. You can play games using the steering wheel, you can put a virtual whoopee cushion on certain seats, you can have your own in-car fireplace, the Model X has a bioweapon defense mode. There are so many to name, but there's one big standout feature Tesla added to their cars which literally nobody asked for, which is the Tesla Model X's celebration mode, where the car plays loud music and shows off its headlights and fancy doors, which is very quirky of Tesla to add. Now you might be thinking this is a way to get the car's doors to sync up or test them in some sort of way, but it's not. This celebration mode has no purpose to it but to, well, show off I guess. But despite this feature being very useless, you cannot deny that it is pretty cool to see. Convertible SUVs. Now SUVs are like the new coupes. Nobody wants a sleek two-door sporty car anymore. They want a tall car that's spacious, of which you can look down at peasants who drive conventional hatchbacks. And it explains why Ford replaced their Puma with a Puma SUV, their Mustang for a Mustang SUV, and Mitsubishi replacing their Eclipse for an Eclipse SUV. And with coupe cars you get convertible variants. So surely if SUVs are the new coupes, you gotta have convertible SUVs as well. Said no one ever. Well, some SUV manufacturers thought that this would be genius, so they turned certain SUVs into convertibles. For example, Volkswagen had their T-Roc convertible, Nissan had their Murano convertible, and of course Range Rover had their infamous Evoque convertible. Now with cars like Jeep Wranglers it kinda makes sense because Jurassic Park and that, but on a Range Rover this just seems so out of place, and they don't exactly look good with the soft top roof either. The automatic transmission dial. Now despite automatic cars lacking a clutch pedal, the drivers can really suffer when driving, as selecting what gear they want can often be cumbersome and way too exhausting. If only you could change gears with ease, like you can adjust the volume of your radio. Well, Jaguar thought this through, and introduced a gear selector dial with their XF family car in 2007, an invention that literally nobody asked for. Now these transmission dials are very hated in the car world. There are so many memes about them being confused with the volume dial, but I genuinely love them. I think they're great. I love the fact that when it's turned off it's neatly stowed away from anybody's line of sight, but when you do use it it's very subtle and hidden away. Unlike other automatic cars of this generation which had this ugly T-grip shifter on the center console, or those really out of place steering column gear selectors, which are seen on all Toyotas all the way to Rolls Royces. So yeah, I personally do find these really cool, but what do you guys think of these transmission dials? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's in the video. If you want to see more videos just like this one, then make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. We are trying to hit 200k by the end of this year, so any help would be greatly appreciated. Also leave a comment down below, it helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm, and I'll try and get to as many of you people as I can. Thank you very much, and I'll catch up with you guys very soon. Until next time, have a good one guys, I'm a unicorn, yeah. Cheers.
Dinero's what I'm out to get. Sombrero, I get hat and then I'm out again. Got an A1 Chica with a drive like a 3 litre. That's what she needs D4 like the outfit.